Alibaba, what is it doing? 60% crash in the last year in the stock price. What's it doing? One of the superstar stock over a year ago is now crashed and burned. Is the stock a particular buy, or should you run away and hide? The Chinese stocks haven't been good for the last year, but is this a good time to invest, or is it time to run for the hills with the Alibaba stock? They're not the only one to crash and burn in the sector. Look at Shopify, has absolutely crashed and burned as well. And even Amazon. So it's not all doom and gloom here for these types of companies. But let's check out the stock analysis right now. Look a little bit of the history. We'll look at the management group. We'll check it all out here at Barry Charles. You subscribe so Alibaba can return to its former glory. And smash the like button so all of us can invest and make a lot of money into the future. Anyway, let's go. Alibaba stock analysis right here, right now on Barry Charles. Cha-ching! Welcome back, guys. Alibaba. What is Alibaba all about? Well, it's obviously a multinational company, technology, that specializes in commercial, retail, internet and technology, which includes these sort of products like e-commerce, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, entertainment, mobile, retail, mobile media, films and TV shows. With big companies like AliExpress, Alibaba Cloud, Alibaba.com, AliGenie, Tmall, Lazada, and so much more. But what does Alibaba management team look like? The CEO, Daniel Zhang, as well as 2019 becoming the chairman as well. Prior to joining Alibaba, he was a chief financial officer at Shanda Interactive Entertainment Limited, an online game developer. And before then, he was a senior manager of PricewaterhouseCoopers Audit and Business Advisory Division in Shanghai. And also for 4 years, from 2007 to 2011, as a chief financial officer at Taobao Marketplace. So he's done his journey all the way up to the top. So he seems like a good leader for this company. But what can he do? What about the metaverse? I keep bringing this up. Is Alibaba going to go into the metaverse? Because with his experience in the online gaming, they should be buying some more gaming companies in China, or mixing up with like some of the bigger companies and looking to the future in the metaverse. So that's obviously a place where they could look to grow the company possibly. But anyway, let's carry on the Alibaba analysis. So Alibaba, where is the growth? Now that is the biggest thing with a lot of these companies, is where's the growth going to come from? Because a lot of these companies, they're starting to stagnate. They've got all these products going, selling, very, very low margin sort of business. They're not really making big money off their products. So where does the growth come from? And that's where it is. Do they cut costs with people, have less people in the business? But if you want to scale, you need more people. So where do you go? This is the two ways to go with the company when you get to this point. Do you cut like Uber did? They cut their staff a year or so ago. What to do in the future here? Well, to me, honestly, what I'd do is if I was Alibaba, I'd look to expand. Now, can they expand overseas? That's the biggest question. For China, can they expand to other places? They already do. You can buy in most countries in the world anyway, so they already are a big multinational brand anyway. Yeah, where do they find that growth? That is what they need to do. They need to really expand their horizons. And to me, the metaverse is a prime example of where they need to expand. They got big businesses everywhere. Can they do more in the film industry? But it's probably not a big earner for them, so that's just a few things they could look at improving. But anyway, let's look at the financial statement of Alibaba and see if there is a silver lining with the price so low. Is it the time to maybe buy? So Alibaba is no laughing matter with a market cap of 233 billion roughly. Woohoo! They're no small fry in this stage. They're a decent big company. But PE ratio of getting close to 11, you would argue it's a pretty safe company, but are they super uber growth? And that's the problem people are having with Alibaba. Where is the growth going to come from? Let's check out the financials and see if we can find something that can help us want to invest in Alibaba. Well, 2019, they had $56 billion, jumping up to 71 billion in 2020. 2022, 109 billion. Woohoo! So we're nearly doubled in 2 years. And right now, 131 billion. What? And the stocks collapsed 60%. What are we doing, folks? What are we doing? Is it just buy just from revenue? We've got to check everything else first, folks. Don't get too excited out there. Now, net income in 2018 was 10 billion. And by 2021, it more than doubled to 22 billion. And what happened? Right now, it's just crashed in half. And they're expecting about 10 billion in 2022. What's happening? What's happening, Alibaba? Your revenue is skyrocketing still. It's gone up 30 billion, but you've gone half. What's doing there, folks? That's what you got to research about, folks. And that's why the stock is plummeting. Why is that going down? The gurgler. Well, here's a positive though with the cash. Cash in hand, baby. They're going well in cash in hand. 2019, they had 30 billion. Last year, 2021, they had 73 billion. And currently, they're pushing towards 80 billion. Can they get there by the end of 2022? So again, cash is not an issue for this company. Current assets are over 100 billion, so they're doing well there. With total assets of 277 billion, so sweet as. And when you compare it to total liabilities, 102 billion. So that's probably the only question you got. You're talking about 3.3 years to pay off if they want to pay their long-term liabilities. So that's a little bit of a danger for that company. So they're not safe and secure there. So that's a little bit of a question mark over the company as well, and then why the stock prices drop. So that's a couple of things you just got to look at. The net income's in half in 1 year. Why is that? So that's all little stuff you got to look at when you're looking at investing into company. Now, shares outstanding. They are diluting you there as well, and that's why we just see the sinking ship just keep on sinking. Not big though. Not big to be fair. 2.62 billion. 2019 to 2020, 2.66 billion, and now it's at 2.74 billion in 2021. Was it? Sorry, it was 2020 before. If I said the wrong one, I might have been alright. But anyway, they have been going up. Keeps going up. Only small, but it's a little bit. So what do we do here at Alibaba? Is this a stock to invest into? Is it time to set ship? If you're already in it, sell ship and get out of here. You might have already gone out of there. Is it time to jump back in? Well, biggest thing is obviously growth. Now, the growth seems to be there if you're looking at the finances and the revenue side, but what's doing net income side? Dropping in half? You're kidding me, mate. So there's some extra expenses going into there, and it's what you got to do their research on to find out what that is. But if you're looking just from a pure revenue strategy and expect that net income was just a blip this year and they'll bounce back to where they were, then you'll be buying all day. You'd buy all day. Not financial advice. But to me, safely, looking at the predictions of where they are, 200's easy. 200 from where they are now looks simply too irresistible. Long-term debt's a little bit of an issue. The liabilities there. There's a little bit of issues there. But I really think this company's pretty good. I'm not going to load the boat for me. I'm just not 100% sure into these Chinese stocks these days. I used to have one. That was a bit of a big risk play, and obviously if you got into electric vehicles, you would know it probably wasn't the best time to be buying in the last couple of years when it skyrocketed. I mean, I wasn't too badly affected. I could have been a lot worse buying at the peak. But I was buying on the way down, and it just keep going there. So for me, I've pulled out of Chinese stocks. For me, I just cannot. I think Alibaba's probably one of the better ones if you want to pick one out of the bunch, but just too risk averse for me. But if you're looking at pure revenue numbers, Alibaba's a buy all day for you long-term investors out there. But what's the future hold for Alibaba? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. Are they going to continue to grow, or are they going to start to stagnate in the next couple of years? At the moment, it looks like they just keep growing and growing their revenue, and if they keep doing that, they could be the next Amazon. That's the risk you got to take with Alibaba. Alibaba could easily go to 1,000, hypothetically, if they keep going the way they're going growth-wise. But is that growth going to be there for another 10, 20 years that you need for it to go to 1,000? That's the question you've got to ask yourself, and there's always people scared of it being a Chinese company, of the delisting, which obviously makes it harder for people to go boom, boom, boom into this company. But that's the risk you have to take if you want to make the big money. If you think Alibaba's going to go to 1,000 and you think the research is there, then maybe it is an opportunity for you to buy now. But for me, I just can't see it going that high. I'm expecting it will stagnate eventually. I could be proven wrong. I've got a lot of businesses out there that will help them continue to grow. But for me, Alibaba's a no for me. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel so I can do plenty more videos like this just for you. And for anyone out there, likes the like button right there somewhere. It'll make my day if you do that as well. Otherwise, we'll be back here again for another video very shortly here on the Barry Charles Financial channel. Take care out there, and I'll see you at the next video. Adios!